Okay, I tried to look for a place to move him in the house, but I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything. There was nothing that he could safely go on without him causing trouble. So we're going to have to just deal with it. I think showing him around may have cooled him down a little bit, though. So maybe it actually is all worked out. This, however, completely appalled myself. I should slap myself right now. Ugh. I just did. It was pathetic. But yeah, that's what I did. Which it basically means this is going to be wrong. Because I've got to do it like this now. And yeah. Fantastic. So that'll be done. Right. I thought it looked too blocky. It looked weird. At least I found out why. Finally. Took me long enough. Right, so we got a house here, house there. We got some stuff going on here. We can have another very interesting looking house right here, which can basically go out like this. Gotta work around this perfectly. We can have a house here. Like, once again, it's kind of symmetrical. It's just a very boring house. That's the problem I've got with it. Like, it's just, like, what's going on there? Nothing interesting, I bet. Woo! Something like that. I don't know what's going on. Alright, and we got to get rid of this path and make it so that the hall is in here for the time being. There we are. If we make the road go into it. Don't know why I'm making it so perfect, but I am. And I like it. Oh, that is for some reason off, but oh well. Get rid of this bit. Right, that bit is clean. The farm needs changing, so what we'll do is we'll go back to farm. We will make cotton and wheat, carrots, and we're going to make sure the road is actually going along there, because that's sort of the big point, is that it's meant to look quite cool in that sort of corner. See if we go back to the dig, and if we go down, see, now that's too far. I feel like that's good enough. So we can have a fence going round. This bit needs to be cleared out of the farm. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of all of it, I guess. I can't get rid of specific sections. Alright, the reason I've got it saved as well is because I don't want them to start building and mining all this if I have any regrets on it. That's basically why that is the case. Got some wheat here. Got some carrots. And we have some pumpkins. Beautiful. We'll do the same on the other side. The exact same. Should be bigger on the other side, actually. Can I make just like a random? I guess I can't. Oh, we'll just have everything else. It doesn't need to be fully symmetrical. What else? Pumpkins. I'm just taking everything that we have, really. I should really just put a little bit of everything in so that if we do eventually get something, we can add it to the roster. It looks like because I don't have enough seeds, I can't do that. I guess for the time being, that will be the case. We'll put a nice fence along here, and that will be how that works. What we're going to do is we're going to remove all this cotton. It's just got rid of everything. Come on now. Well, we're going to have very little farming stuff left, but oh well. We will remove everything here, just for the time being. We also need to move some chests and that lot, move some tools to this sort of little junction here. I feel like that'd be pretty great. Just make it easier for them to access stuff. It's always good to see. Make a food barrel around there. Should make one like right here, because it's a good place. A good, easy place. Also, the chicken's in there. Oh, there they are. They're both in there. Okay, that's great. Looks like they're trying to escape. They will never escape. So if we go back to storage, make a food barrel, and we make a tool chest. Hay bale's already there. Anything else? Resource crate. Yep, I like the idea of that. It looks good. I'm going to have to plant a bunch of these around the area as well when I'm done, just to add some aesthetical quality. So, are we going to have a house here? Or is that just going to be more storage? I guess another house makes sense. Be where one of the farmers live. So what we'll do... we could have 2 houses. But like I said, I don't want the houses to be weird and, like, tall. Well, we could still have quite tall houses. Like, 2-story, sort of simple-sized houses. They'll look fairly interesting. Quite unique. Maybe get rid of this. So we can actually mine this. Right, so what we'll do is we will have another house here. Like that. No, because once again... Merv, calm down. Too loud. Very, very loud. It's obnoxious. Right, so that'll be a house. I mean, it's alright. Once again, we'll work on one of these. If I don't like the design, I'll restart it. Basically, that's how it works. But I'm trying to make it so it kind of hooks to the wall. We're making the wall first, though, before we make the houses, of course. Because otherwise it'd be a pain in the ass to make the walls. Excuse me. Probably need to get rid of this, actually, so they can mine in there. Right, we'll also get rid of this so we can make it stone. Because otherwise it'll look weird. Right, so that's that area. It's all coming up. It's all changing. So we're going to have a tavern, probably like right here. And that'll be where the main hall is. Now a tavern, I'm not too sure what I could really have in the tavern. We'll get rid of these first, because we don't need them, because I feel like I already know now what's going on there. So yeah, we're going to have a tavern that's going to be the hall. I'm not too sure how I can really make that work. It probably can't work. I can't see it working anyway. We don't have any real furniture. Like, we got tables, I guess. They're pretty good. Like, we can use these normal tables as the bar stool, maybe. Just this longer table, and then maybe it attaches some smaller tables. I'm not too sure. Got some chairs. Like, I guess we can make it a tavern. Like, it makes sense, because we've got, like, chairs and tables and that lot in there. It's where they all wait when they're not doing anything. What would you do if you weren't doing anything? You would go to the pub, or tavern, as it were. So, it makes sense in my mind. We shall go ahead and do it. It would probably just look like every other house, but maybe has some sort of significant value to it. I'm not too sure. Probably have 2 entrances as well, like 1. Actually, 3. The thing is, I don't want it to be this big. That doesn't make any sense. That's just a waste of space. So, we'll probably have the tavern be like this big. But obviously, a bit smaller. This will be the living space, I guess, in the tavern. Maybe 1 up. 2 up. We could make it look a bit more interesting as well. We could have it be sort of a little bit bigger, but have like a section right here that's part of the tavern. I feel like that looks kind of cool. Got to make sure it's the same width and length as the main structure though. So if we try this out, this is 9 by 9, and this is 11 by 7. So if we go for the 9 by 9, well, we'll get rid of this first. Make sure this is also 9 by... So this should be 9 by 9, but it's not. 9 by 9. That's harder to make a selection method here. If we judge this as the beginning. 9 by 9. Yeah, 9 by 9 is too big. If we make it 8 by 8. Or 7 by 7, that works, yeah. 7 by 7. 7 by 7. 7 by 7. I feel like that's a good size for a tavern, because obviously the outside will be popping out a little bit. We'll have the stabilizers. I'm not too sure if I'm going to go for some sort of Tudor design. Probably not. But I want to... Well, I could give it a go. I'll definitely give it a go. Well, this series is going to go on for years. I'm not going to lie. We got all the time in the world. Till we die, of course. Which then we won't. So, yeah, we'll have a cool tavern right there. Something feels wrong there, actually. It's not, but I feel like it needs to be going along by maybe 1 more. Don't know why I'm feeling that. I still feel it though. That's the right width, isn't it? It should be. It's all by 9 by 9. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's fine. Just looks a bit strange. I'm not too sure why. We've got this space right here that I'm not too sure what to do with. Yeah, that's the other question. I guess we can have like just random storage in the back there. I don't really want to put anything there. So I think, yeah, we'll just keep that as... We'll keep that as just sort of space for now. That's what we'll do. So now we're going to make the entrance. Or entrances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cool entrance here. It's very cool. It's hip. And it basically just does that. So that's one entrance to get into the tavern this way. And then we'll just have another normal entrance that's actually right here. That's a fantastic entrance. There we are. I like the look of that. And I think around it we might have... I'm not too sure. We might have a tree there or something. And then maybe around here it will lead to sort of a small path. Let's go a bunch of storage. Or maybe a nice tree area. I'm not too sure. Right, so we can have a house here. It's a very small house. If we do it like that. Then we can have the doorway here. A very small house. The houses will look bigger. It's just the insides that don't look too big. But obviously it will just sort of outflate, as it were. I'm not sure that was the correct word. But I will stick to it. We're going to have a nice big house here. Well, I say big house. It's bigger than the others. Haha. That's that one. That's too close to that other house. Is it? Yeah, it is too close. Judging the distance is quite difficult. That's still too close to the farm. Okay, end up being quite small. But we're trying to use the space. That's what we're trying to do right now. I feel like we could have another house back here, though. Yeah, we'll have another house. I feel like it would look neat anyway. So if we have it, like, maybe popping out here. I know it looks kind of out of place. Well, not really. It looks pretty neat. What we'll do is we'll have it here. See, and the problem we got now is that the tavern is going to get in the way of this house. If we do it like this. No, we won't be able to make this house. I think later on, when we build everything else, I'll find out what I can do with this space. Right now, I have absolutely no idea. We've got a tavern. We've got just a bunch of random houses right now. So that's what I'm going to stick with. Here, I feel like we need to make some sort of fishing house. Like, just sort of right here. I'm not just sure if we could put any docks around here. We tried this, but they don't use them, so there's not really much point. And they don't build stuff in the water directly. At least it doesn't look like anyway. You can tell by this, they just don't do it. But we will build a dock here. Some sort of fishing dock. That looks like a cool place for a fishing dock. We're going to have some sort of pier, just for the sake of it. And I think this will be sort of where all the fishermen get stuck into. I think all the fishermen will just be thrown into this. I think that would be a pretty cool idea. If we get rid of this and then maybe build around it. There we are. And what we can have is... It'll have to be a weird... It'll be a bit strange to connect it together, but it'll work. It'll work out. So we'll have it go like this. And that'll be how it connects to the fishing dock. We'll work around it later, of course. But that'll be what it looks like for the time being. We will get rid of this. Right. And we will have another house here. Like that. It's a nice area for a house. I think it's pretty neat. Because we can have the door there and everything works fine. I think that's it. And that's really... Oh, we know we got down here to do. We can make like 2 houses along here. Thing is, this might be a better idea just to make the dock here. Because we've already got something going on there. That's a much better idea. What we can do with this is probably make it another house of some sort. I mean, it could make it for the farmers, or it could be just 2 fishing docks. It kind of feels pointless to me, though. I don't know. I was going to say, like, the Miners' Guild, as it were, but the Miners' Guilds can be turned to this area down here. We could just turn this into a place where loads of stuff is and just save it to guild. It will work out, okay? It will work out. I know it will. Lumberjack house. Now, the lumberjack house will be outside. No one would use it, but it'll look cool. That is the point. It will look badass. Yeah, let's get going. It's time to go ahead and do things. I'm pretty confident with this design right now. I can't really go back on it. So, go nuts. Basically, Merv, why? Stop going. Just... I know you can hear him because I checked the recording. And I'm not just sure how annoying it is. I got to find somewhere to put him when he gets rowdy like this. Because sometimes he's like quiet and you're just listening. Sometimes he's quite adorable. And sometimes he just goes meow. Like, just does every now and then. It's quite pointless. I'm not too sure why he does it, but probably attention seeking. Parrots are a massive attention whores, ladies and gentlemen. They really, really are. All the soldiers are going to be living in the barracks, so I don't need to make houses for them. These are houses primarily for the stonemasons, the carpenters, and the fishermen and farmers. Basically every other class, other than the fighters. Merv, why? Why? I will destroy you later on in the episode, apparently. Looks like this episode's just going to be doing this, by the looks of it. It takes me way too long to get this stuff done. Right, so we should probably mine up this area. But I kind of like the elevation it's got. We'll make this house something. We'll find out. Maybe the tailors. I like the idea of that. In fact, what I could do... Oh, what am I doing? Oh, there we go. In fact, what I could do is... Yeah, I can't get my brain around this right now because of how weird it looks. Because that's going to be the foundation. So what I'd want to do is... No, it needs to go along by one more. This always looks kind of strange. I think it looked kind of strange anyway. 13, so 3 in the middle, like that. And then we get rid of this sort of bit here. And we just have this middle bit be where the door is. And then have something going along around there. And I think that'll look kind of neat. Pretty cool anyway. You know, make some funky buildings. That's basically it. Go mental. Make something interesting. Of course, this could actually just be a market now that I think about it. Yeah, I like the idea of that. I like the idea of it just sort of being a market square. You know what? We'll leave that bit for now. I kind of want to make it a market stall area. What we'll do is we'll just make a road going toward it for the time being. This area, however, will have a fishing dock right here. That's a cool place for a fishing dock. We'll narrow it a little bit. There we are. But that will be where a fishing house is, and we'll work around the area in front of it later on. I think making a house here will work out. Making a house here might work out as well, actually. We need to get rid of all this stuff as well and just turn it into something else. Make it look a bit nicer, basically. Need to start adding roofs eventually, but I think I'll do that in all the other houses, and that will just start progressing over time. Roofs are expensive, ladies and gentlemen. You need wood, a lot of wood, to make roofs. Lessons. Lessons of life. It's a beautiful thing. It's going to take them a long time to get all this done. Need to just turn everyone into miners. At least we'll get a bunch of dirt for it. That's always great. We need lots of dirt in order to make all this stone. We probably don't have enough cobblestone for all of this, though. I always think we would have enough, but we just don't. Half the time. We also need to get rid of this. It's a massive... It's just an eyesore. Right, if we go up like that. That's pretty fantastic. Right. This will work. But I feel like I'm going to build more around that later on. What we'll do here... I kind of want to build the road like along here instead. And I kind of want a stair as well going up into this castle bit as well. I think that'll look quite cool. And while we're doing that, I'm going to put these builder carts other places later on. Probably on the walls. Right, so what we'll do now is we'll look for a house location. One right here. It looks pretty neat. I think this one can actually go out a little bit as well. Like that. Actually, I think it was fine the way it was. Yeah. Maybe it goes along one more. But only on that side, and this side it just sort of stays the way it is. I like that. That looks pretty neat. Need more weird curved houses like that. We need to really spice up the palette. Right, and we'll have another house here. And maybe another house here. That house is too big. Now it's too small. And what we'll do is make that one go along like that. No? Yeah? I don't know. I like all these houses being on this road. So I think that's what we'll... I like the diversity, though. If that's the right word to really use there. I'm not too sure it really was, but oh well. I don't like these houses being quite small, actually, because it's quite cheap to make. I don't want too big of a houses. The tavern, I think, is going to be the first thing we make, however, because that is going to be the design of the town. Actually, should it be the case? It should really be the case that we make something smaller, in fact, because it will be easier to demolish if we don't like the final design. And I'm not too sure what this bit is going to be like around the castle sort of bridge. But I'll see what I can do. What I kind of want to do is just sort of straighten the area around here. I think that'll look kind of neat. We'll make the roads first, and we won't fill in this area just yet until we have enough wood. Do I want to use wood, though? That's the thing, because wood's pretty expensive. I mean, we're not going to exactly see the floor too often, but when we do, you know, when it looks like wood, it looks nice, and, you know, this looks nice here. Well, for a carpentry place, it looks nice anyway. Not really too sure, actually. It doesn't look that great.